How's it going, everybody, and welcome to today's video. It's probably going to be a pretty quick one here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to quack with your duck call. So I have two styles of call with me here today. I have this call right here. This is the DRT Echo. It's a pretty normal looking J-frame double reed. Nothing super special. If you look in the call, you got your two reeds right there. So that is going to be your double reed J-frame. It's got the name J-frame because the frame of the call is in that nice J shape. And then our next call here is going to be a J-frame single reed. This is probably my favorite call to blow. It's kind of got not quite the volume of a cut down, but it's got the pitch differential that you would get with a cut down. It's also a little bit louder than just a normal J-frame double reed, and they're not nearly as hard or require as much air to blow as your normal cut down. This is what it looks like. Instead of having those two reeds, you just have your one single reed, and once again, J-frame because it's got that nice J shape to the frame of the call. So today I'm going to be using this call to kind of lay a baseline for everything, but as far as this one goes compared to the other one, it's gonna be a lot of the same noises you're gonna be making from your throat and your diaphragm to produce the noise that you are looking for. Really the only difference is it requires a little bit more air, and you'll also get better tone variability out of it just because of that single reed and being able to work that reed a little bit more than the two reeds flapping, and you really don't get much for tone differential. So to start off with, when you're blowing and trying to quack, you're not going to be going when you just do that in a call. It's not the worst sounding ever, but it's not quite that noise we are looking for. What we're really looking for is this. So, in case you couldn't tell, that was a nice, more crisp, lower pitched note to the call, and that's because instead of going blowing through it, you are actually going from your diaphragm. You're not trying to use your lungs. I'm guilty of it still, and I've been blowing a duck call for quite a while. And the other thing is you're not trying to puff out your cheeks. So when you blow, a lot of the time your instinct's going to be you see how my cheeks move, versus when you're trying to blow a duck call, it's going to be it's just focusing all that air through as kind of a tunnel. So again, it's just that nice quick versus the and even at that, it's such a force of habit at this point. I'm really not inflating my cheeks that much. I was using my lungs. I was blowing like you would blow out a candle, but when you are blowing your duck call, you almost want it to be like you're fogging up a window, like when you're right here up to a piece of glass and you're just versus you're not going to try and fog up a window like you're gonna end up not making nearly as much fog on that piece of glass. And it's kind of the same principle. It's really more making a vocal noise versus just a gust of wind. And when you learn to make that vocal noise, that's where you can throw some different pitch into it, some different cadence. So just your normal quack pattern, though, it's gonna be, or if you learn eventually over time to play with that pitch, it's going to be the so you start off with that lower note, you work a little bit higher, kind of like a normal duck would. But yeah, that's just a simple quack. We're probably going to do some more of these, such as the feeder. That's this deal. You've got the bouncing hen. Still working on that Cajun squeal a bit. And a comeback. there's a lot of different calls you can do, but those are probably the main calls you are ever going to use in the field. You can do kind of invent your own style, your own cadence, but realistically what you are trying to do is blow your call in a way that will work the ducks. Some days feeder's not going to work, some days the squeal's not going to work, some days the bouncing hen's not going to work, some days comeback's not going to work, and you're just going to find yourself going back to that normal quack, just a and realistically, a lot of the time in the blind I can do all these other calls, but a lot of the time I just like to quack. It's nice, simple, you're not really throwing off your pitch too much, and you'll land a lot of ducks even with just that simple quack. So thank you guys for watching. This was a quick how-to on how to blow your call just for that baseline quack. Next video we're probably going to go into that bouncing hen or greeting call, and then we'll kind of filter out through there and work in some different call patterns to hopefully teach you guys how to blow your calls better if you're a new caller, or maybe if you've been blowing for a while and you just want to know some different ways, maybe some different methods if you're struggling with a feeder. I know a lot of people will say do the ticka ticka. I don't really try and make words out of it when I do it. So, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that was just a quick how-to on how to do the quack. So yeah, you guys have a great day. God bless.